The global auto industry was shaken to its core when BYD's CEO, Wang Chuanfu, took the stage and announced a bold plan to slash battery costs by 30%. This wasn't just a minor adjustment or a routine update, it was a seismic move that sent ripples through boardrooms and engineering labs around the world. Even more astonishing, BYD promised to boost electric vehicle range by 40%, and to achieve both milestones within just 18 months, a timeline that left competitors scrambling to catch up. This wasn't just another product launch, it was a direct challenge to the very economics of electric vehicles, threatening to upend the status quo and force the entire industry to rethink its strategies. For years, legacy automakers have struggled to make entry-level EVs profitable, hampered by high battery costs and limited range that kept prices out of reach for many consumers. BYD's move signaled the end of expensive, low-range budget EVs, opening the door to a new era of affordable, high-performance electric cars for the masses. The company wasn't just lowering prices, it was rewriting what consumers could expect for their money, raising the bar for value and innovation across the industry. This was a declaration of war, leveraging BYD's massive scale, advanced technology, and relentless drive to dominate the global market from the bottom up, starting with the most price-sensitive segments. The industry's reaction was a mix of disbelief and fear, as executives realized the implications for their own business models and future competitiveness. A 30% battery cost cut is a true game changer, giving BYD the power to undercut rivals on price or enjoy higher profits, an advantage that could reshape the entire market landscape. BYD's strategy was clear: offer unbeatable prices while maintaining strong margins, a combination that competitors would struggle to match without similar breakthroughs. Having already surpassed Tesla in global sales, BYD was now setting its sights even higher, aiming for nothing less than total market dominance in the electric vehicle space. The message was unmistakable: BYD could build better, cheaper EVs than anyone else, and the company was ready to prove it on the world stage. The future of mobility was arriving faster than anyone expected, driven by a Chinese giant now setting the pace and forcing the rest of the world to keep up. BYD's announcement ignited a full-blown price war in China's auto market, the world's largest and most competitive. The move sent shockwaves through the industry, catching both consumers and competitors off guard. BYD slashed the price of its Seagull hatchback to just $7,765, making it nearly impossible for rivals to compete at the entry level. This aggressive pricing strategy set a new benchmark, forcing other automakers to rethink their own pricing models almost overnight. The result? Prices plummeted across the industry, with deep discounts and constant incentives. Showrooms became battlegrounds, as dealers raced to attract buyers with ever lower offers and special deals. Every automaker from global giants to ambitious startups was forced to follow suit, driving margins lower in a desperate race to the bottom. Boardrooms buzzed with urgent meetings as companies scrambled to respond. The entire supply chain felt the squeeze. Suppliers faced lower prices, dealerships struggled, and some even went out of business. The ripple effects extended far beyond the showroom floor, impacting jobs and local economies. The price war became a high-stakes game of survival, with only the strongest expected to endure. For many, it was a test of resilience and adaptability in a rapidly changing market. For consumers, cars have never been cheaper, but the constant price changes breed uncertainty and delay purchases. Many buyers now wait, hoping for even better deals, adding to the unpredictability. This cycle of discounting can actually weaken demand, worsening the oversupply problem fueling the price war. Dealership lots fill up with unsold vehicles and factories slow production. The battle for market share is so fierce it now threatens the stability of the entire industry. Analysts warn that the relentless competition could have lasting consequences. The market is being reshaped in real time, with weaker players pushed out. The landscape of China's auto industry is changing before our eyes. The chaos may benefit buyers now, but the long-term risks are mounting. If the turmoil continues, even established brands could face existential threats. The industry faces a reckoning as the price war spirals out of control, leaving the future of China's auto market hanging in the balance. Has reacted with alarm to BYD's aggressive tactics. BYD's own market value plunged by $21.5 billion after its price cuts, as investors feared a profit-killing price war. Rivals like Geely, NIO, and Leapmotor saw their shares tumble even further, lacking BYD's scale and integration. For many, matching BYD's prices means selling at a loss, a path to ruin. Industry leaders warned of an Evergrande moment, referencing the property giant's collapse, as some cars saw prices slashed by $14,000. Unsustainable without dangerous compromises. The real issue, massive overcapacity. In 2024, factories ran at just 49.5% capacity, leaving inventory piling up. Car makers are desperate to move cars, and deep price cuts are their only tool. The result, a brutal shakeout, with experts predicting massive consolidation as weaker brands exit. The market's message is clear: only the strongest will survive this storm. While low prices seem like a win for buyers, relentless cost-cutting brings hidden dangers that often go unnoticed until it's too late. The pursuit of affordability can come at a steep cost, not just for companies but for consumers as well. The biggest risk is declining quality and safety. When manufacturers are under intense pressure to slash costs, they may cut corners on materials, engineering, and even safety features. This can lead to more defects, recalls, and ultimately put drivers and passengers at risk. Financial stability is also at risk. Selling cars at or below cost is unsustainable, especially for smaller brands that lack deep pockets. Over time, mounting losses can force companies to scale back operations or exit the market entirely. In 2024 alone, 16 new energy vehicle brands in China disappeared, unable to keep up with the brutal pace of competition and shrinking margins. If you buy from a shaky company, you risk losing warranty, service, and parts if they go under. Owners may find themselves stranded, unable to repair or maintain their vehicles, and left with little recourse. Some analysts warn that BYD's true debt may be far higher than reported, masked by complex supplier financing and off-balance sheet arrangements. This hidden risk could have serious consequences if exposed. A major automaker's collapse could trigger a chain reaction of bankruptcies across the supply chain, affecting thousands of jobs and businesses that depend on the industry's stability. The price war also stifles innovation, as companies focus on survival over R&D. Investment in new technology and future models slows, threatening long-term progress. The race to be cheapest can damage the Made in China brand, overshadowing quality and technology with stories of cut corners and failed companies. The industry is walking a tightrope between healthy competition and a destructive race to the bottom, where everyone ultimately loses. The stakes are high, not just profits, but the future reputation, innovation, and stability of the entire sector hang in the balance. BYD's edge comes from vertical integration. It makes almost everything in-house, from batteries to semiconductors. Its expertise in battery tech, especially its blade batteries, gives it a cost advantage rivals can't match. BYD's control over key components lets it optimize efficiency, cut costs, and avoid supply chain disruptions. This strategy propelled BYD past Tesla in global EV sales, with over 3 million vehicles sold in 2024. Its diverse lineup, from budget hatchbacks to premium SUVs, lets it compete across all segments. Now BYD is going global, building plants in Europe, Southeast Asia, and Latin America to avoid tariffs and tailor cars to local markets. BYD isn't just playing the game, it's rewriting the rules for global dominance. The Chinese government, once a champion of rapid EV growth, now views the ongoing price war with growing concern and unease. Beijing fears that relentless price cuts could trigger widespread bankruptcies and significant job losses, undermining years of hard-won progress in the industry. Regulators have urged automakers to avoid selling below cost, and to focus on quality and innovation, not just price, in order to ensure long-term sustainability. Previous attempts to broker a ceasefire have failed, highlighting the ongoing challenge of balancing fierce competition with much-needed stability. The government now signals that unlimited support is ending. Companies must increasingly stand on their own and adapt to new realities. Officials warn against overcapacity and unsustainable practices, hoping to guide the industry toward a more stable and prosperous future. Even the architects of China's EV boom are now worried about where this uncertain road ultimately leads. For car buyers, this is a time of both opportunity and risk. EVs are more affordable than ever, packed with features and longer ranges. But relentless cost-cutting raises concerns about quality, reliability, and the survival of some brands. A bargain today could mean trouble tomorrow if the manufacturer folds. Buyers should weigh low prices against the reputation and stability of the company. The industry faces dramatic change. Consolidation is inevitable, with only the strongest surviving. Fewer brands may mean less choice, but the survivors will be stronger and more efficient. As Chinese automakers expand globally, price competition will intensify everywhere. For buyers, staying informed and looking beyond the sticker price is key. The future car may be cheaper and better, but choosing wisely has never mattered more.